to the show, everyone. I am so excited about doing this show with everybody out there. You all know that I just talk about everybody else but me when we're here, and we're live on Facebook. I want to say hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We'll share the show later on. My first guest is Matt Christensen. He is a certified legal document preparer, and today we're going to be talking about something a little different, and I love what you do. Please tell everybody a little bit about yourself, what you do, and what we're going to talk about today.
Okay, I am a Arizona State Certified Legal Document Preparer, certified by the State Supreme Court to complete legal documents without the need for having an attorney. So I do all kinds of stuff. I do trusts and wills and conservatorships and guardianships, but what we're going to talk about today is divorce.
I love it, but a special kind of divorce.
Right.
Tell them that.
Okay, so I'm not an attorney, so I don't get into big legal fights. And with my clients, I sit down and I talk with them, and the clients I take are the ones that don't want to fight in a divorce. So I opened up a
Division, kind of.
division would be the best way to put it. Arizona No Fight Divorce.
Arizona No Fight Divorce. I love it because most of us fight, right? Now, how does that work? Tell them what you do when you because somebody's going to they're going to get a divorce. They're decided they
Sure.
want to do that. They call you. What do they do? What happens?
Okay, so a normal divorce procedure entails about 5 steps, 5 major steps. You do the initial filing. You have to go serve the person. Once they're served, then they have a time limit on when they have to respond to the court. And then once they respond to the court, then there's a bunch of reconciliation attempts and mediation attempts and all kind of stuff like that. And then it just gets down to brass tacks, where the courts, they've got a formula for everything and how it's divided. So then it gets down to them dividing it up. A different route that the courts allow is called a consent decree. It's where both people agree up front. So we sit down and we go through property division, spousal maintenance, child custody, all that in an office setting, and I prepare the documents from there. So instead of having to go through trials and tribulations and fights and everything else, we get it taken care of. I file it with the court, and within 61 days, which is the fastest it can get done, the court sign off on the divorce.
Now, what someone's listening and they're going, "Wow, that sounds really good." Do you do a free consultation with them, or is that something where they've already decided what they're going to do and they come in and we just bang it out? How does that work?
I always do a free consultation.
Yeah.
So I sit down and I talk to them and make sure that they're actually, it's what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What I've come across is we've gone through all the paperwork, and then right at the end, when they get ready to sign, one of them says, "Well, no, I'm not good with that." Well, then it's not a consent decree. It's a
fight.
It's a fight divorce. So, yeah, we talk a lot before. Once everybody's sure, then I put pen to paper and put the documents together.
So they come together.
Typically.
Right, okay, and then you can find out whether this is something you want to do or not. Now, he has a great website. It's easy to remember. It is aznofightdivorce.com. His phone number is 480-933-3131. When you work with people, do you work, valley-wide, statewide? Talk about that.
I have customers all the way up in Payson, and inquiries as far down as Tucson. So I'm pretty flexible as far as being able to travel and talk to people.
I want you to tell them a little bit about your background of where you came from, okay?
Okay.
And again, well, go ahead, I'll let you just talk. Go ahead.
All right, well, I'm an Arizona native. Grew up in Tempe. I got appointed to West Point, graduated from West Point. From there, I went into the Army. I was in an airborne unit in Panama. Once I got done with that, I came home and became a police officer. I did 30 years as a police officer, and then I retired. And after about 2 years, I figured out that I'm not the kind of person that can be retired. I got to do something.
A lot of us are not like that, right?
So I started this business over 7 years ago now, and went through the paralegal program because I already knew the documents from dealing with them in law enforcement. This just showed me how to put them together to file them with the courts the right way. And
Well, I'm sorry for interrupting. What was you
no,
gonna say?
I was going to say it's all history from there.
And I was going to say thank you. Thank you for your service, right? But I wanted you to hear who you're talking to when you meet him. Because you don't just, bring out that right away. You may not ever tell anybody, except you have now.
I have now, plus I always want to get in that I give a VA discount, so.
So you give VA discounts,
Mhm.
okay? And, when you do something like this, you have to understand that it's going to be a lot less money than it would be if you had to go through an attorney. And you don't always have to, right? I mean, there's times when that is appropriate,
Yeah,
right?
if you can't agree and you're going to fight, you better get an attorney. That's what I tell my clients.
And by the way, if you think you can do this and you come to the consultation, you're going to find out whether you really can or not, because you're
Correct.
not going to let them do the process if they can't,
Correct.
right? And that's
And
what that's about.
And yeah, it's really inexpensive doing it this way. I charge $1,300 for divorce with children. That includes the spousal support, the child maintenance forms, all the other forms that need to be done. And for a 2-person divorce, I charge $1,100.
That's awesome. Can you imagine what it normally costs? No fight divorce. This is what we're talking about here. And there's a lot of people that are in that position. And you don't necessarily have to go to an attorney for that. And you can come here, you can come to him. Do you go to them or they go to you? How does that work? Because you have an office where in Tempe, right, or somewhere?
I have an office in Chandler.
Uh-huh.
So when I'm ready to sign it, I usually do the signing in my office, or I do the signing at the people's houses. A lot of the stuff I do is on the internet, like the questionnaires. Once we get through the process and kind of the screening process of, is this going to work for you? I send a lot of questionnaires out via email so that people have time to think. They're not just sitting in my office and have to come up with everything. So yeah, it's.
So you not only make it affordable, you also make it convenient.
Very.
And what I want people to know is that there's a part where something doesn't have to happen all the time. Like everybody thinks I got to call an attorney. You don't necessarily have to. What you get here is you're getting everything that basically almost an attorney will do, right?
Correct.
With what we're going to call a no-fight divorce. So it is something that you have to have both of you that are agreeing on all of this. Now, the phone number to call, write it down. It's everybody, there's so many different people out there getting divorced, So 480-933-3131. It's AZ, so for Arizona, AZ, no fight, divorce.com. He does free consultations and he's valley-wide. Your office is in Chandler, and though a lot of this stuff is done, over the, internet, but email, and also by, Zoom. I'm sure you can do that as well. Again, that number is 480-933-3131. It's AZNoFightDivorce.com. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute. We're gonna keep on going here, right? Okay, so when you say here what the general process is, and then you say, can the process be streamlined? Are you talking about your process getting streamlined, or the general way an attorney would do something? So when we come back, we're going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay. And you didn't say what it costs generally for a divorce. What's that number?
$10,000 to $12,000.
10 to 12,000.
But I can't quote that because that's not my.
Okay, because you have it here. That's a question.
That's what I gave the 13 and the 11.
So, okay, so we won't, you don't want to say, okay, gotcha. Okay. And then, when you are working with people, obviously you're talking to them and they kind of already are probably friendly, right? So, how many times between, when you get them in the office, do they all sign it with you? Or how many times do you have people say, I'm not ready, I don't know.
Okay, I have what I call a $70 counseling fee.
Mm-hmm.
So when people get in my office and we've got all the paperwork filled out and all of a sudden they decide to start arguing, I charge them $70 and tell them they need to go find an attorney.
Okay. So we're not gonna mention that, okay?
I do think you would.
But it is interesting, because it does happen, obviously, right?
Not very frequently, but
No,
yeah.
because you're already,
Usually one person is good with it, the other person isn't. And the person that's fighting usually has some emotional baggage that they're dragging with them, and it's not. One thing we need to cover is that in Arizona, the divorce it's a math problem. So, child support's a math problem, spousal support's a math problem, and then because we're in a 50-50 state, what's yours is mine and mine is yours, the division of the property is a math problem. And that's how the court's treated.
we're gonna talk about that. Because it is right, now they have like a formulary, right?
Mhm.
It's just a formula
For both.
for both people?
It's for child support and for spousal maintenance. They haven't quite got the one for spousal maintenance worked out. It drives you crazy.
Them, okay. Ready? So welcome back, everyone. We're talking to Matthew Christensen, and he is a certified legal document preparer. We're talking today about something that he has made another division on within his business, which is no fight divorce, which I absolutely love, because there are a ton of people out there that are in that position.
Yes.
Right? Doesn't mean that everybody just really totally hates each other, just because they're getting a divorce.
Most people don't hate each other. I mean, they were in
They
love at one
found
time.
love at one time.
That's right. And it's just, they've gone their separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
I have clients that, something that's happening more frequently with me is I've got clients that their families moved out, they're retired, and they've discovered that one person wants to do one thing in retirement and one person wants to do another. And, it's amicable, but they just have different desires.
They've just changed.
They've changed.
And this is as streamlined almost as you can get. It's really nice because you do not have to have an attorney all the time. And this is so much more affordable. At the break, we were talking to Facebook Land out there, and you were talking about how in Arizona, divorce is a math problem.
It is. It's completely a math problem. So we're in a no-fault divorce state, and we're in a community property state, which means that once you get married, unless you have a prenup in place, what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine.
Okay.
So it's a 50-50 split on the assets. When it gets down to child support, that's calculated based on your income, your previous income, and it's a plug and play as far as the formula goes. You plug in what you've made, how much time you have with the kids, and it spits out a number and says what your child support's going to be. Spousal maintenance is about the same way. It's another formulary. You put the information in, how long you've been married, median income, and it spits out a number and how long you have to pay it.
So, maybe it's you, maybe it's someone that you know, tell them about this, because this is as affordable as you can get, and it's a nice experience.
Well, I wouldn't call divorce a nice experience, but we make it as painless as possible.
Well, I said it that way because they were friends, and I was just trying to be nice, but as painless as possible is a good one. So, write down the number, it's 480-933-3131. The website is aznofightdivorce.com. He's valley-wide, and he also gives VA discounts as well. Let's go back to some of these others here. I mean, I want to go back to you and how much you charge,
Right.
because it's pretty awesome. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I charge $1,300, and when I quote a price, it's a full service price. So out of that $1,300, I pay the filing fees, I pay for all the mailings, I pay for anything that needs to be paid for. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's $1,300 with children and $1,100 without children.
So that's can you imagine what you're saving? You know, especially, and when you go through a divorce with an attorney, it could be a long process.
Absolutely.
How long does your process last
Well,
or go?
yeah, it depends on the clients, not the courts. So the clients drive it in giving me the information. Once I get the information to the courts, the minimum it can be is 61 days. There's a cooling off period. But the courts are on top of everything right now, so it's been no more than 65 days.
It's so much easier and painless.
Yes,
And you call it a consent decree.
correct.
And tell them what you mean by that.
Okay, so a consent decree is when both of you agree on all the aspects of the divorce. And the judge just consents to the divorce. There's no fighting involved.
Right. Now, when it comes to the money part of everything, and people are talking about the child support and all of that, well, how do you find out what their person is owed for that, for both?
Okay, once again, it's a formula. So we sit down and we look at their income, and it goes into a computer program.
Mm-hmm.
And how long during the week or during the month or during the year they're going to have custody of them. And then we take a look at who's paying healthcare, who's paying medical expenses, and there's a few other aspects that are included in the formula. And I hit the button after that, and it just spits it out.
And so when you spit out that number, that's what it is. They agree on it. They sign the paperwork, and you do all the filing as well.
Yes.
So it's super simple.
Yes.
When you do this with people, usually they come and they have that consultation with you first. Then you start going through the process of what you do. And how long does that take? How many days? Does it take a couple of weeks before it's done, or what?
It all depends on the client. I've had some clients that I've sent them my questionnaire that I've got, and they've returned it the same day. I've had some that it's taken 2 or 3 months for them to get the information back to me. They still wanted it, but they were dragging their feet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's really fast.
What's your favorite part about what you do with that?
My favorite part is that it's the no fight part of it. Being military and being law enforcement, I really don't like getting into fights or watching people fight and argue and do the rest of it. And if we can sit down and take care of this without a fight, I'm hoping to prevent domestic violence and other things that occur along the way when you are fighting.
I love that. I think that's wonderful. And thank you. Thank you for what you're doing, helping people go through the divorce in a very easy way.
Yep. And what I really look at is I try to make it as lower stress as I can. because getting divorced is stressful. There's no getting around it. Nobody goes into it, doesn't get stressed by the process. But if I can explain it and go through the process and keep the stress level low on it all the way around, it just makes life better for everybody.
So, question to ask you. Let's say somebody, they've gotten their divorce, they through you, and they've gone on, but life changes, right? There are things that happen in people's lives. Do they come to you then to get that fixed? You know, whatever that is, changed? Maybe somebody is moving out of state. Maybe somebody got, lost their job and they don't have the money right now. I mean, some of those things. Do they go to you and then?
Yep.
Okay, so how does that work?
So same thing. I have people calling me up, and I haven't done their divorce, but they needed changes in their child support agreement or their custody agreements. I work on all of those.
So that's even somebody who just had gotten a divorce a long time ago. Things changed. You didn't get the money that you were supposed to get for the kids or whatever it was, and they can call you too. It doesn't have to be somebody you've already worked with.
Correct.
That's awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I one thing is that life changes. You know, it's never consistent, and people lose their jobs, and they can file with the court and say, I lost my job. And the court makes accommodations for that. I've got people, because I'm in Chandler, I've got a lot of people from Intel. So I've got people that are transferring out for 3 months and then transferring back in for 3 months. Well, if they're leaving the kids in Arizona, that 3 months turns out to be time when the child custody needs to be adjusted. And we do that.
So you see, you don't even have to be with them. It could be something that happened to you, a life change or whatever it is, and you want to get that changed, but you don't want to have to go through that attorney and go through all of that. This is another way, a painless way to do that as well.
Try to be as painless as possible.
Now, again, his phone number to call is 480-933-3131. He gives VA discounts. He's also a VA veteran, thank you again, and he works valley-wide. The phone number to call, again, write this number, maybe it's you or someone that you know. It's 480-933-3131. The website is aznofightdivorce.com, and I love that. And you know what? I love the fact that we can have divorces out there that can be done very easily without fighting.
Correct.
And again, don't forget, you don't have to work with him if he if you want to have made something. I said that wrong. Even if you haven't worked with him, he can also help you as well. How's that? I said it that way.
You got it right.
Got it out right. Okay. Again, that number is 480-933-3131. Check him out on this website. It's aznofightdivorce.com.